Hey everyone, Depressed Dior here. This is a channel update for January 8th, 2015. Happy New Year and happy holidays and waffle days and whatever. So let's go ahead and get on with the updates. I believe as of recording this, I have uploaded the final part of the Toho Puppet Play Nuzlocke. You can probably guess how the results were. I did mention throughout the video that I was going to possibly do Tohomon Another World. I've attempted it, and then I scrapped all the footage twice. I've attempted it multiple times, and I found that it's not really fun to play as a Nuzlocke at all. The game is incredibly bad with pacing as far as the difficulty curve goes, and unless you want nothing but a lot of me grinding, it's either going to be I grind and I do okay, or I don't grind and I pretty much die on the very next boss, because the bosses are they're generally the right level. It's just the moves they know are a lot higher than they should be, which is technically not cheating because all of them could learn it through TMs. But when you encounter like a Ramilia that already knows like Heartbreak or whatever it's called, that level 40 or something dark move, it becomes rather unfair. That and every boss has a freaking 30 HP restore seed on them at all times. But so I will not be doing Tohomon Another World. I might consider doing a regular playthrough eventually, though I generally don't really have much care for regular playthroughs after having a taste of Nuzlocke. There is also Tohomon Merry version, which I have also talked about during my other Nuzlocke run. I've started it. I'm not sure if I'll continue it, but I've started it. So you won't be seeing that anytime soon. So for Nuzlockes, there might not be much upcoming. I'm not entirely sure what exactly I'm going to be uploading for Tuesdays and Thursdays. Right now I'm thinking of Cerno's Mysterious Adventure, or whatever it's called, which I've done parts of, and I might continue making parts of until I get bored with it. It's another one of those roguelike games, so we'll see how that goes. Labyrinth of Toho 2 is, as I mentioned before, I've got all of it recorded, so that's going to be up on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays easily enough. So that's about it. I will probably be changing what I put up on Tuesdays and Thursdays around the end of January, depending on whether or not a certain indie developer keeps their promises and I get early access to something. It's something I'm kind of looking forward to, which is why I don't mind doing it on early access. It's going to be pretty much like an alpha or beta version of a game that's pretty interesting, so we'll see how that goes. So look forward to that, or be prepared for disappointment, whichever. Okay, so that takes care of all that. I'll go ahead and apologize for not really being very active as far as like responding to comments and stuff. I do read them. I've read out every comment that's been given, but I don't really respond to most of them. Either it's questions that where the answer can be found easily enough, really, if you just do a little bit of Google searching. Some of it just praise and all that stuff, which I greatly appreciate, but I usually don't respond to them because replying with thanks seems kind of just wasteful, I guess. It's just how I am, I guess. But yeah, thanks for all the comments and all that stuff and your support. Oh, by the way, what's playing in the background is probably Vindictus. I say probably because right now all I see is a black screen because I have not really put anything on this little movie maker thing yet. I probably won't be doing any extra footage of Vindictus. Recording this, I've realized that it has my frame rate, and having half frame rate on a character that relies on parries and perfect dodges is not exactly pleasant. But Vindictus is a pretty good game. Very bad business model. It's a Korean business model, and the company that's kind of running the show for the US version is not particularly good either. But the game itself is very enjoyable. So there's my brief review of Vindictus. So let's go ahead, and I don't know if anyone's been looking at my channel, but there's a little additional thing been added to my channel. For one thing, I can now monetize my videos if I choose to, which I'm not going to. But it was getting that set up was required for me to get into the beta for essentially the Google tip jar. I think it's called fan funding or something like that, but it's essentially a tip jar. Essentially, it's the equivalent of what some Let's Players or YouTubers do. Is they put like a PayPal link on their channel, and people just if people want to donate, they can donate. That's essentially how it works with this, but it's through Google instead of through PayPal. I don't really know too many details about it. I've looked it up. It seems to be like you can donate a minimum of $1, and Google will take a small cut, and then the rest will go to me, and eventually they'll send me something once it reaches a certain amount of money. I also get informed of who does it, but like I said, I just have it up just to have it up, really. I'll go ahead and say it right now. This is definitely not required. You do not need to worry about me or financially or anything like that. I'm fine. It's just it's there if you want to provide any additional support. For the most part, I don't think too high. I'm pretty critical of my own work, and especially when it comes to my YouTube videos. I've recently been scrapping a lot of my videos because I'm thinking they're not good enough and stuff like that. But regardless of how good you may think it is, it does take a lot. Does take time to make a lot of these videos. I've made a lot of videos over these past few years. Also, I've spent money on getting the software and all that fun stuff. So it has taken some time and money to get this set up, but I do it because I enjoy it. So I'm not too worried about it if I never get a donation. But the option is there if you want to. As far as anything beyond that, I'm not going to do anything beyond it besides maybe occasionally do a update and inform people that it's up there, because it's not really broadcasted. It's literally on my channel. There's like a little box that says support this channel. That's all it says. I think if you click on it, it takes you to like some text I've written down, which I was going to put some very thorough text in there, but apparently there's a character limit for some reason. So I was going to put something along the lines of "this is not required," blah 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 type things, but I couldn't fit it all in because I'm overly wordy on how I explain things. So that's that. I have access to the Google tip jar. That's about it. I don't intend on doing any other monetization. You might have seen, some of you guys who've watched my channel discussions or some of my other comments might have noticed some people have occasionally asked for me to respond to them about possible monetization options and stuff like that. That's mainly because if your channel gets to around I think 10,000 views a month, which mine does meet that requirement, you get pretty much put on a list that pretty much every little monetization company thing gets access to, which is not a bad thing. It's just that's why I'm getting it. I'm not exactly very popular, but I'm popular enough to attract attention. I don't intend on taking any of those exceptions. I haven't really responded to any of them. I have discussed with Kenor a long time ago, asking him about it because I never had to deal with these things before. But for the most part, I don't want to deal with the contracts or anything like that, and I also don't want to deal with putting commercials on my videos. I know commercials are annoying to some people, and it's not really worth putting them through that. The only other option for monetization would have been going through Patreon, which is kind of why the Google tip jar has been brought in, is because a lot of people are going away from the standard putting up ads, and instead are doing things through Patreon, which means Google is not getting any money out of this. But essentially, I don't really want to deal with Patreon either because it's a little bit more formal, I guess you can say. And I don't exactly do very formal things, and it usually requires me to like make rewards and stuff like that. And I don't really have the time to put forth such additional things. So this is what you see is what you get. I have a little tip jar, and that's it. If I do get donations, I will try my best to make some videos that says thanks to these people, to you guys who do donate. So that's about it. I don't want any other influence on the channel. I know some people are like, hey, there's always that worry about people who pay money have more weight in what they say goes for the channel. For me, I just play what I want, and hopefully you guys enjoy seeing some games that you've never seen before, or have seen before but seen played maybe slightly better. Who knows? But yeah, sorry for being a little wordy. I really wanted to be very clear about the little tip jar. It's not required. I'm not in any sort of financial trouble. It's just there it's pretty much just there if you want to use it. You don't have to. I'm not going to worry about it. In fact, I don't even check it. So, alright. Well, I guess that's about it. Like I said, Labyrinth of Toho 2 will continue. There's a lot of parts, so if it ever gets to the point where I'm doing nothing but Labyrinth of Toho, you guys got like months worth of footage to go through. So have fun with that. But I will try my best to try to get some other content for Tuesdays and Thursdays up. Hopefully I can get some around the end of January. I will be starting my next semester of classes next week, and this next semester is going to be a very difficult one, to say the least. The previous one wasn't too bad, but this is probably going to be the worst of it. So I'm going to be working on things like my thesis and stuff like that. So yeah. So sorry if I haven't been very talkative over comments and stuff, but I'm pretty sure you guys are used to it by now. Thank you guys for subscribing and all that good stuff. I'm up to, looks like 1,700 subscribers or something like that. We'll try to do something special around 2,500. And I'm almost to 600,000 views. So yeah, thanks for watching my stuff, and hopefully you guys get something out of it. Anyway, enough of my rambling. I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this was a channel update for January 8th, 2015. See you guys later.